forward captain wearing number 7, Antonio Garino. The senior midfielder captain wearing number 9, Michael Folan. The junior back wearing number 10, Javari Etienne. The junior midfielder wearing number 11, Amani Mosa. The sophomore forward wearing number 14, DJ Tandy. The sophomore back wearing number 16, Amir Chapman. The junior back captain wearing number 19, JD Sanchez Mora. And the junior back wearing number 21, Timothy Sullivan. The assistant coaches for the Bishops are Jeff Morris and Jesse Mitchell. The head coach of the Bishops is Brian Mitchell. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for your Pope Francis Cardinals. The sophomore goalkeeper, wearing number 1, Brandon Chattel. The junior midfielder, wearing number 7, Ryan Davis. The junior midfielder, wearing number 14, Nick Dias. The junior back, wearing number 25, Andrew Ferreira. The junior midfielder, wearing number 11, Sam Graham. The sophomore back, wearing number 16, Joe Orzalak. The senior back, wearing number 18, Bryce Ross. The junior midfielder, wearing number 6, Owen Termel. The junior forward, wearing number 9, Ryan Vidovelli. The sophomore midfielder, wearing number 5, Matt Walsh. And the senior midfielder, wearing number 10, Wade Wickerson. The team manager for your Cardinals is Logan Vigini. The assistant coach is Rob Cicero. And the head coach for your Cardinals is Mark Richards. Thank you, everyone. Pope Francis Preparatory School is proud to be a member of the MIAA and believes that proper sportsmanship should be displayed at all times. Please assist both teams tonight in showing good sportsmanship during the contest by refraining from derogatory remarks or gestures towards participants, coaches, officials, or other fans. Thank you for your help in this matter, and we hope you enjoy the fine efforts showcased tonight by these student athletes. And now, ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you all, please rise and remove your caps and direct your attention to the American flag located near our scoreboard for tonight's playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you and enjoy the game. And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. We are in the States round, coming to you live tonight from beautiful and sunny Pope Francis, live in the heart of Springfield, Massachusetts. It is time for more playoff soccer. Tonight, it is the boys in a Division III state prelim game. This is a play-in type scenario here for the Pope Francis Cardinals. In order to make it to the playoffs, they've got to win this game. It's in or out at this point in the juncture. Hello, everyone. I'm AJ Gonzalez, the voice of the Cardinals, bringing you this live and exclusive action right here on the network of the Pope Prep YouTube page, along with Andrew Sarazina and our new friend Linus, who's joining us for the first time tonight, getting the big call here at Pope Prep Productions in a playoff run. We've got you covered all night long. A reminder, folks, to like this content and subscribe to our channel, as we're producing the finest and unique content anywhere on the high school sports scene. So no matter where you are and however you may be listening tonight, we thank you for tuning in to tonight's telecast. Lots of questions about this Pope Francis Cardinals team, and there's going to be even more questions on the other side. You have no clue what we're going to get with this Archbishop Williams team. From what we saw in warm-ups, it looks like they're going to be a big physical team, so that's something the Cardinals are going to have to handle tonight, and they'll have to do so with Brandon Chattel between the posts. He'll be the netminder tonight. Again, no Keegan Sears. His season is likely over, which means they also had Sam Graham in there, but they decided to make a change back to Chattel after Chattel was sat down for Sam Graham. Cardinals won the toss. They're going to start with possession. They're going to work from left to right. Archbishop Williams, the Bishops, are going to work from right to left. Here we go. We're set to begin tonight. Cardinals, Bishops. Here we go. A Catholic matchup indeed. Dias is going to get us kicked off. Here we go. We are ready to begin. Referee looking to his time, making sure everybody's good. Again, we had a big night at Powder Puff yesterday, but it is now time to focus in on the postseason. Cardinals, Bishops, a play-in game. Who's going to go home? Again, at this point, if the Cardinals lose from here on in, the season is over. It's a bad start for the Cardinals. It'll be Russ trying to work it out of his own ends. We had our first look at Mini Mosop. Mosop looking around. He's going to try to find a man with Javari Etienne. Etienne's going to try to fire, but that shot was eventually blocked by Sam Graham. So it heads out of bounds. It's going to be a goal kick coming in for Brandon Chattel. Again, we had a huge night last night with the Pope Francis Powder Puff. It was a thriller. I'm not going to give away the ending. I mean, actually I will, because, just because I'm that nice guy. We won. The seniors, the class of 2024, won in overtime over the juniors with a Bella Meadows overtime touchdown. It came down to the last minute. The seniors had possession. Fourth quarter, 2 seconds left on the clock. Bella Meadows came out to try a field goal, and the kick went wide left. So we played overtime for the first time in Pope Francis Powder Puff history. So that was an interesting one for sure, as the Cardinals have it here with Davis. Davis trying to move it around the Vita Valley. Again, tonight, big night for the underclassmen and lots of other students around the Pope Francis campus. It is homecoming night. That's right. Homecoming will be taking place over at the Ludlow Country Club tonight. So those students who got tickets, they're going to have a fun time in the heart of Ludlow. Bishops trying to work it around here on the left side. We get another look at Javari Etienne, not Travis Etienne, but Javari. Cardinals still trying to do something here, but it will eventually be taken in by Michael Folan, but Folan's having a hard time with Sam Graham. The captain gets it back, but not for long. It'll be Ryan Davis who will try to work it down, trying to find Nick Dias, but again, we'll head out of bounds and into the fans section down there. So could have been a nice Jack Dias souvenir out there in the first row, but he decided to give it back and let the play roll on. It's Davis who's going to take one off the chest, and it'll be Andy Ferreira following suit. He'll move it over. Owen Termel. Termel trying to shake and bake as well, but the pass is eventually going to be picked off. It's Antonio Guriano. Guriano looking around. He finds DJ Tandy. Tandy trying to do something, but it's a nice tag team special from Andy Ferreira and Owen Termel as it'll head out of bounds. We get our first looks of head coach Brian Mitchell for the Bishops coming in this year. Again, this is
a win-in, play-in type scenario. We've seen it in the NBA, the play-in. You win at this point, you're moving on. If you're losing at this point, the season's over and you're thinking about the winter. It's going to head out of bounds. I believe it's going to be Bishop's possession coming in. Cardinals are going to get some activity already on those sidelines. Nguyen and Atimbo starting to get loose. Or they might just be grabbing sweatshirts, I don't know. Throw-in coming in. It'll be Orzelak trying to get there. It's going to head out of bounds. And just about 3 minutes in, these two teams starting to feel each other out a bit. Again, since we are out of the regular season, no more JV games anymore, so a little bit of a bigger bench for the Pope Francis Cardinals and Mark Richards, so a lot of new players he can use along the way here tonight. Cardinals going to look for it. It'll be Brandon Chattel covering it up. It was a corner kick, the first one of the game for either side. It was Mosop trying to fire it in, but it was a can of corn for Brandon Chattel. So Chattel coming back in the play for the Pope Francis Cardinals as Wegerson's going to try to move it up here to Sam Graham. Graham to Walsh. Walsh trying to feed it up again to Sam Graham. Nice give and go, but Graham can't get the give. He got the give, but he couldn't get the go as it's going to head out of bounds. Whose possession will it be? It'll be Pope Francis' possession. That's because Michael Folan, the captain, kicked it out of bounds. It'll be Termel kicking it in, or excuse me, rather throwing it in. Really exciting week for all the students here at Pope Francis. It was a nice homecoming week, so congratulations to the student government on a job well done. As Walsh will try to move it around here. Walsh looking for it. It's going to head out of bounds again, so it means that Sam Graham's going to throw it in. Maybe they'll let Termel do it. Yeah, they're going to let Termel throw it in, actually. Again, beautiful night for a fall sports game. Not as chilly as it was yesterday. About 56 degrees outside and sunny, to say the least. Beautiful weather as we conclude the fall sports season. I can't believe I'm saying that. It'll be my final time, actually, of saying that. Again, I'll do something towards the end of the seasons for both teams here, as Dias is going to try to find it. Opening play, trying to do something here. It was the first good look for the Cardinals, but unfortunately for them, the referee's hand went up. Offside is called. Nick Dias was about that close from giving the Cardinals the 1-0 lead. I bet you he would have roofed it too, but unfortunately the referee's hand goes up, and the play gets shut down. Guriano looking for it, but Orzelak's going to take it in. Orzelak trying to fire a pass, but it's picked off, but it heads out of bounds off the foot of Timothy Sullivan. Orzelak back to Russ. Russ over to Matt Walsh, who's, again, shown so much promise for the Cardinals. You're in that freshman to sophomore year leap. Sophomore on the team, as well as Orzelak as well. It's going to hit out of bounds. Be Bishop possession. 34-27 to go opening half. Two teams, again, just starting to feel each other out in this prelim game. Throw-in coming in. Vitavelli looking for it. The Ginger Ninja. Ryan Vitavelli trying to get there, trying to make the play. Wegerson as well. It'll be Termel trying to do something here. Dias to Russ. Bryce Russ looking around. Loses possession. It's going to be taken in here by the Bishops. Bishops trying to do something with Javari Etienne. Etienne has been a rough customer for the Cardinals to have to deal with in these first few minutes. Wegerson's going to take it in. Over to Walsh it goes. It's Graham. Graham to Dias. Here's Nick Dias. Dias looking around. He finds Wegerson. Here's Wade. Wade Wegerson. Over to Davis. Davis back to Orzelak. Here's Joe at the 30. Joe's going to kick it back to Davis. Davis with a little shake and bake. Davis looking upfield. He has a man. It's Orzelak. Orzelak looking around, trying to fire it in over to Graham. Graham's going to take it in off of one hopper and roll around. A little behind the back pass to Wegerson. Here's Wade. Wade to Davis. Ryan Davis trying to fire a shot, but that one goes just to the left of the net. Good opportunity for the Cardinals. No cash in there. 32:59 to go, opening half. Kick coming in. Ryan Davis has it. Here's Davis. Davis over to Matt Walsh. Walsh going to try to kick it around the Vitavelli, but the pass is eventually picked off by the Bishops, but not for long as Vitavelli is able to get it back. Here's Ryan Vitavelli. Vito looking around, trying to find Ryan Davis. Davis trying to cut it into Dias, but it's going to be a save made for Rob Chaboti. Another good opportunity for the Cardinals. Again, the shots that they've fired thus far have been on the floor, or on the turf, rather. They've been trying to stifle this keeper early on, but he's up to the task through the first 8 minutes of this one, as Orzelak is going to take it back in his own end. He's going to get a little bit of pressure, and the visitors are going to try to come away with it. The Bishops have it. Here they come with Antonio Guriano, but Guriano is eventually a man without a soccer ball, as Davis is going to take it here. Russ will help him out. Goes over to Nick Dias. Here's Dias. Dias looking around, trying to create space. Orzelak. Joe Orzelak looking for it, trying to find Ryan Davis. Goes back. Orzelak. Back to Orzelak. I like that. Vitavelli. Vito trying to find Matt Walsh. Walsh trying to get there, trying to make the play, and it's going to head down the field. It'll be Owen Trammell and Andy Ferreira both trying to get there, and Andy Ferreira will just kick it out of bounds and let Mark Richards handle possession there for a little while. Head coach of the Cardinals. Brought into an 8-6-4 record this year on a goalie turmoil. You have to think that record would be better if Sears could have stayed healthy. But at this point now, it's what the experts like to say, woulda, coulda, shoulda. Sam Graham looking for it. The Bishops are going to sky high this ball. It's going to come down to Russ. Here's Russ in his own end. A little bit of a glare down there with the sun, so he's going to have to work through that. And he does without any problems whatsoever. Sam Graham trying to get there, trying to make the play. He does. Here's Sam Graham. Graham looking around. Sam trying to lob it up to Dias. Nick Dias trying to get there, but eventually the Bishops will clear. A great play there. I believe that was Benjamin Finley on the back ends, making a nice play for the Bishops. Or excuse me, rather, it's not Benjamin Finley. It's actually Amir Chapman. Excuse me. So it's a nice play for Amir Chapman to get it out of his own end. That could have been a goal for Nick Dias. He was ready for it. He's had multiple chances now in these first 10 minutes to get goals on the board, but he hasn't just yet. Andy Ferreira. Ferreira looking for it. Cardinals trying to do something here. It's Orzelak. Trying to make the play, and it'll head out of bounds. Weggers in. Weggers in trying to make the play. Goes over to Davis. Ryan Davis. Davis looking downfield. He has a man, Sam Graham. Graham trying to shake and bake here. Graham trying to do something. It's going to come down to Matt Walsh. Walsh trying to move it over to Davis. Here's Ryan Davis. Davis to Dias. Dias trying to get the goal finally. It goes over to Sam Graham. Again, do or die game for the Cardinals. It's win and you move on, or lose and you're headed to the couch. Big run here for Guriano and Ferreira. Those two have met each other quite a bit here in these first 11 minutes of play. There's 29 minutes to go in the opening half. Walsh trying to get there. It's going to go into the sun. Vitavelli's going to make the play. It's going to come down to him. Vito's going to try to use the feet. The shake and bake. Ryan Vito on the left wing. Here's Vitavelli. Vito's going to try to work it up the field to Nick Dias, but eventually it'll head out of bounds. Good possessions here for both sides in this opening half thus far in these first 12 minutes or so. This could very well be the last boys' home game that we are able to do this year. So we have a lot of thank yous to give out to the people around the Pope Francis Prep area and the crew around here, the Pope Prep Productions. So I'll get to all that stuff later. We'll do that in the second half. Davis to Russ. Actually, I think that ball went out of bounds. That was awfully close. Yeah, I think it did. And I think that the Bishops are going to be awarded with possession. I think the Davis kick actually That was the weird. I don't know what the infraction was there, but it will be a throw-in nonetheless for the Bishops, and they can't hold possession for that long. But they eventually do get it back. Here they come, trying to stir something up the field. They'll try to cross it around. They've got it, Javari Etienne, and Etienne's going to have to let it sail out of bounds. It was out of his reach, and the Cardinals will get a goal kick. Not really sure what happened there with the Davis-Russ connection. I think they were trying to do something. It was just a weird sequence of events, to say the least. Again, folks, we've got the rest of this fall sports season, and then you know it, folks. It's the big one, the quote-unquote big one. It's the winter sports season. That is going to be a huge fun ride again this year. I mean, last year it made everything that we've done here for the past 3 years on the sports side of Pope Prep Productions worth it. As Dias is going to try to make the play. Here's Nick Dias. Dias trying to do something. He's taken down, and he is going to look at the referee and want to call, but he's not going to get one. Heads into the track instead. Going to be a throw-in coming in with Owen Termel. Lights have come on the turf, so by the time this game ends, it'll probably be dark outside. As Termel's going to try to do something here, it'll head out of bounds. And the Bishops will take possession. It'll be going the way of White. They'll throw in when they're ready. Feels like this first half is moving along really fast, to say the least. 26-10 to go in the opening half. Davis will try to move it in over to Nick Dias. Going to head down the field to Termel. Here he is. Owen Termel. Termel's going to try to kick it down the field to Wegerson. Wegerson tried to find it and couldn't. Antonio Guarino. Here he is, trying to move it around, and offside is called. And there'll be a whistle, and the Cardinals are going to get possession back. Cardinals looking forward at midfield. It's the visitors of Chase Dennison making the play, but not for long. Orzelak's going to take it back. Here's Joe, the sophomore, trying to move it around, trying to make a play or two. And eventually it's going to get corralled in by Vitavelli. The man who looks up to Erling Haaland, moving it over to Man City fan to a Manchester United fan in Davis. Graham's going to try to take it, the Southwick resident, and kick it back to Davis. Big Wayne Rooney guy, big Ronaldo guy. You wonder why he's wearing that number 7. Orzelak. Orzelak looking around, trying to find Vito on the back right post, but eventually it went out of bounds. It's going to be visitor possession. Bishops are going to get the ball back. It's 24-48 to go in the opening half. Cardinals going to look for it with Davis. Davis trying to get there, trying to make the play. Wegerson looking for it as well. Going to head down the field and look out. That was offside by just a little bit, as they like to say. That one was almost an opportunity. Again, Javari Etienne with the speed. He went past every defender, and it was offside in the offside position, though. So nothing amounts to it for Mr. Etienne. It's going to get kicked back. Andy Ferreira. Ferreira's going to look for it over to Owen Termel, but eventually I believe it did head out of bounds, and we've got a sub coming on the field for the visitors. Coming into the game for the Bishops, the back wearing number 6, E.J. Viria. Coming off the field, wearing number 5, Luca Greco. So Greco's going to come off for the visitors. It's going to be E.J. Viria coming on. Throw-in coming in from J.D. Sanchez-Moore, the captain, but it's not a good one, as Ferreira's going to get there. You know, one of the key things for the Pope Francis boys team, the stability at the defensive positions. I mean, Andy Ferreira, Bryce Russ, Orzelak, and Termel, those 4 have been huge this year for the Pope Francis Cardinals. It's been a solid unit back there. They're going to have some holes next year to replace, Russ being one of them. Yes, that has been just a solid back end for the Cardinals this year. As Orzelak is going to move it around, trying to find Matt Walsh. Walsh trying to make the play. It's going to head the other way. They've got it through the visitors with Amani Mosop, but not for long as Davis is able to get it back. Davis looking upfield for Sam Graham, but it's going to get kicked down the other way, and it's going to be Chattel who's going to take it over his head and cover up. 23 minutes to go. Opening half. And they get kicked down the field to Wegerson. Wegerson looking over to Vitavelli. He gets taken down. I wonder what the call is. It's going to be going the way of the Bishops, and they're going to work quickly. I'm not sure if that was Vitavelli's fault at all. He took a shot there, to say the least, but the officials disagree with my reasoning. It's going to be the Cardinals looking forward here. Trying to make the play they were. Dias looking for it. It'll be Chattel covering up. 22-18 to go now. Monday, it's been a whole week of activities and fun for Pope Francis students. Monday was the Country v. Country Day. That was a fun one. Tuesday was the Halloween costume contest. Wednesday was a liturgy day. Thursday was a day where students had the opportunity in honor of the Powder Puff game on Thursday night to wear their favorite sports team's jersey. And then Friday, we also had to be at the Powder Puff on Thursday as well. And then Friday today was the Veterans Service Day. So students had many different opportunities to complete some service, and well, the students did and had a great time doing it as well. Pope Francis giving back to the community. Students are all throughout Western Mass. And that brings us here to the end of the week capper. And reminder, folks, that Monday we're going to be back live on the air. We'll be live at 4:30 for girls soccer against Tewksbury. That'll be a Division III round of 32 game. So again, round of 32. Pope Francis girls soccer will be in action, and they will take on Tewksbury here at 4:30 with coverage on Pope Rep Productions beginning at 4:20. So a reminder to stay tuned for that. And if boys soccer has any more home games, which we highly suspect they won't, you'll have those for you too. But again, make sure you check out the Pope Francis Prep Athletics page on the Pope Francis Prep website, where you can get all the schedule changes, announcements, and updates. They've got you covered over there for all things Pope Francis. Graham's going to throw in quick. Gets it over to Nick Dias. Dias, the junior, trying to make the play. He'll hit that out of bounds. There's Termel. Termel to Wegerson. Wegs back to Termel. Termel looking for it. Sam Graham, all he could do was just catch that one. It was coming straight out his chest. So just off the hands a bit. And it will be Archbishop Williams' possession. They'll throw it deep. Wegerson trying to get there. It'll be Ferreira and Russ. Russ trying to just slider it down the field. Dias. Dias over to Walsh. Walsh looking for it. It'll be Orzelak. Joe Orzelak trying to make the play here. Bishop's looking down the field, trying to find a man. Their captain, Antonio Guarino, but eventually it's a nice play by Termel. Again, the stability with the backs has helped them out in this game. It's going to be, I predicted a 3-1 score with the production team earlier in the day. I don't think we're going to get that at this point in the juncture. Halfway through the first half. Throw-in coming in. It'll be Walsh trying to get there. Ferreira. Over to Termel. Head out of bounds off the I think that was the left arm of Guarino. As a sea of Cardinal subs are getting ready to hop onto the field. I think it's Brandon Nguyen and Braden Fitzgerald who are looking to do just that. Chase Dennison. Looking around here. Cardinals looking for it with Orzelak. Orzelak has got it over to Vito. Here's Ryan, but it's going to head out of bounds, and we've got a sub coming on. It's going to be Angel Luyo. Coming into the game for the Bishops, wearing number 8, Angel Luyo. Coming off the field for the Bishops, wearing number 10, Javari Etienne. Cardinals looking forward here with Russ. They made a sub as well. It was Nguyen coming on for Pope Francis and Matt Walsh coming off. So sub was just announced, and Braden Fitzgerald's also getting ready to come in as the Cardinals are getting ready to throw it back in. 17:53. That was a tongue twister. I don't know why it was, but it just so happened to be that way. 17:45 to go. First half. Ryan Davis looking downfield. Vita Veli on the wing. Here's Ryan Vito. Vito gets taken down. Are the referees just going to let him play here? I think that should be a penalty. That was awfully close. Let's see what they decide to do here. This could be a turning point in this game if it is a penalty. And I have the suspicion that it is. Vita Veli with a penalty kick. Here we go. Like his man Erling Haaland. Here's the kick from Vito. The shot. He scores. It's Ryan Vita Veli getting it in for the Pope Francis Cardinals. And just like that, it is 1-0. Cardinals strike first. It's Vito from the penalty stripe. What do you know? Ryan Vito, the Ginger Ninja, getting it done for the Pope Francis Cardinals. Bada bing, bada boo. It's money in the bank. At the 17:11 mark, Vita Veli makes it a 1-0 Pope Francis lead. Pope Francis goal, his 13th of the season, scored by the junior forward number 9, Ryan Vito Veli. Time of the goal, 22 minutes, 49 seconds. It's Vito at 22:49 to give the Cardinals a 1-0 lead. So it's going to hit out of bounds. It'll be the Bishops throwing in. Wegerson tried to make the play. He went down hard there on the turf. Again, 1-0 for the Cardinals, 16:27 to go. No goal has been posted on the board. Not yet, at least. There we go. Goal finally they put on the board. Vita Veli looking for it. Again, Ryan Vito, in case you're just joining us, went from the penalty stripe. I was stunned. I thought the referees were just going to let it play on, but they thought it was a penalty, and I'd agree. 1-0 the lead for the Cardinals, thanks to the Ninja. Always coming up in the clutch. He does once again in this state tournament. Again, in a playing game when you need it the most. Ryan Vito, what do you know? He's coming up clutch. Trying to come up clutch again and looking for it. But eventually the cover-up is going to be made here by Rob Traboti. Warzalak looking for it. Right near the boundary. It's going to head out of bounds. It'll be Chattel kicking it back in the play. $15:15 to go. Braden Fitzgerald also, after the goal, it was Fitzgerald coming on for the Cardinals with Nick Dias coming off. So he gets a little bit of a break to think things over on the sideline. It's going to be Nguyen trying to get there, trying to make the play. Termel. Termel to Ferreira. Rush trying to get there as well. That was almost dangerous, but eventually it's going to get kicked away, and Termel's just going to try to do that. Goes over to Sam Graham. Here's Graham back to Davis. Davis trying to locate Sam Graham again, but it heads out of bounds, and Graham's going to try to work quick with the pace of play. He'll try to find his man Vita Veli down the field, and we'll head out of bounds, which means that Archbishop Williams will get the possession back. Bishop's looking for it. They've got it. It's Amani Mosop. Mosop looking for it, finds a man with DJ Tandy, but eventually he loses possession, and the Cardinals will try to take it the other way. Wegerson chipping on it back. Over to Joe Orzelak. Orzelak looking for it. Orzelak trying to make the play. Goes to Nguyen. Nguyen looking for it, but he loses it. Chase Dennison tried to do something down the field, but it got kicked down the field, and Brandon Chattel will kick it away. $13:50 to go. Coming up, folks, regardless of the outcome here in this opening half. We've got the halftime report coming in. We'll break down what we saw in this opening half, look forward to the second half, and look forward to Monday. That's the next time we will be back in action. We will have girls soccer for you coming up this Monday, 4:30 against Tewksbury. We'll be live here with the Pope Francis Cardinals, the Class champs, Class B champs this year. We'll be live with them at 4:30 on Monday. Whistle will blow. It's going to be going the way of Pope Francis. Referees did not like what they saw from the Bishops. Graham trying to move it down the field. It'll be J.D. Sanchez-Mora trying to do something. It'll be Sam Graham now. Over to Vito. Davis trying to get there as well. Sam Graham. Graham looking for it, but it'll hit out of bounds. Pope Francis possession. Termel will throw in now. Termel to Davis. Davis to Termel. Davis. Ferreira. Here's Andy. Andy to Sam Graham. Graham tried to do something. Heads out of bounds. 12:25 to go. Opening half. Ryan Vitavelli. Vito looking around, trying to fire in a shot again. Save, rebound, kicks out. Wegerson trying to fire a shot, and it goes through the field goal posts. Good opportunity for the Cardinals. Field goal was good. We saw a fair number of those footballs go through those field goal posts yesterday, but Wegerson forgot the day and forgot he was playing soccer instead of football. Doesn't count for anything. Goes over the net, and it will be Bishop's possession, but not for long. Again, the goal kicks midfield dominance right now for Pope Francis as well. It's going to head the other way. It's Cardinal possession. Wegerson. Wegerson trying to make the play. It's Ferreira. Russ. Russ to Chattel. Chattel over to Orzelak now. There's Joe. Over to Bryce Russ. Russ to Fitzgerald. Braden Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald trying to make the play with Davis. Cardinals still trying to do something here. Bishops have it. Chase Dennison. Dennison back over to Sanchez-Mora, but he loses it and just passes it right to Pope Francis. Termel. Termel up to Sam Graham. Graham looking upfield, trying to find Ryan Vito. Looking for something here was Nguyen, but it's going to be a cover-up for Rob Chaboti. Orzelak. Or is he trying to make the play over Fitzgerald? It's Wegerson. Over to Davis. Davis looking upfield for Nguyen, but eventually he's going to get kicked down the field. Here's Owen Termel. Termel kicks it over to Vito. There's Ryan over to Sam Graham. Graham in a foot race down the right sideline. Sam Graham gets taken down, and the referee's going to see that. That is going to be an all-day-long free kick coming in. Thinking it happened outside of the box. Yep, it did. So it's going to be a free kick nonetheless for Ryan Davis. Davis will kick in. Davis looking in, trying to fire in a header with the Cardinals, but it goes past everyone. Fitzgerald will eventually try to get there, but coming in now with speed is Amir Chapman. Chapman looking up the field. He's to the 40. He kicks it back to the 45. Here's Antonio Guarino. Guarino trying to make the play, but the Cardinals will take it back with Davis. Davis trying to find Ryan Vito, and eventually it's going to be a cover-up for Rob Chaboti. 9:44 to go in the opening half. Full kick going down. It's going to be Ferreira who will try to take it in with Turmel. Wegerson. Wegerson over to Davis. Davis looking upfield to Vitavelli. Here's Ryan Vito. Vito. Oh, shaking, bacon, an ankle breaker, too. It's going to get kicked out of bounds. Last line of defense there for the Bishops was Michael Fullen, the captain. So it's going to be a throw-in coming in for Sam Graham. He did. Yep, Linus is on it tonight, ladies and gentlemen. He saw it. He said, oh, Vitavelli cooked him. He got cooked. It's going to be a cover up the other way from Chattel. The offensive attack to this point for the visitors, the Bishops, has not been sufficient enough to win in a postseason game. Not much on offense. Brandon Chattel, it's been an easy night for him thus far. And can of corn shots coming in, and can of corn saves as well. Ian looking for it. Braden Fitzgerald has it now. Fitzgerald loses possession. Chase Dennison will try to take it the other way with Antonio Garino. Garino looking for it. Fitzgerald trying to get there as well. Bishops hold possession, not for long though, and Chattel will come out of his net again and cover up. Matt Walsh getting ready to come in for Pope, along with 3 players for the visitors. Davis to Vito. Vito over to Sam Graham. Graham staying on sides. Graham going to try to fire a long ball. Fitzgerald trying to get there, trying to put a hack onto it, and we're going to get subs on the field. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, a sophomore wearing number 5, Matt Walsh, and coming off the senior wearing number 15, Brandon Nguyen. .7:31 to go. Nick Dias getting ready to come in on the sideline. He'll be the next wave of subs as Wade Wegerson is going to do a little chip pass to Davis. Chip passes around the horn, goes back to Weggs. Weggs just a shovel over to Turmel. Turmel carrying it over to Walsh. Walsh chip back to Graham. Graham moving it over to Turmel. Turmel sliding it over to Wegerson. Wegerson shoveling it back to Ferreira. Ferreira moving it over to Russ. Here's Bryce Russ at the 40. Russ looking downfield with a long ball, long pass, trying to find Fitzgerald, but it gets swiped back the other way to Davis. Davis at midfield, just a commanding presence. And get kicked out over to Sam Graham. Here's Graham. Graham to Matt Walsh. Walsh looking for it. Has Davis. Here's Ryan Davis. Ooh, spinorama. Still trying to shake and bake his Davis. Davis looking for it. Fans want a call. They're not going to get one. It's going to get taken the other way. Cardinals will get it back, though, with Wade Wegerson. Here's Wade. Wade with a nice pass to Sam. Sam Graham trying to do something here. It's going to get kicked down. It was J.D. Sanchez-Mora who had it for a minute, and the Cardinals will get it back. And look out here. Chattel is going to have to kick it quick because there was all sorts of attack coming in the other way. And we've got a whistle coming in. It's going to be going the way of the visitors. Bishops are going to have possession at the 50, and they've got a player down, too. Player down is Luca Greco. A little bit slow to get up. Cardinal bench furious about that one there. They thought it was all Bishops there with the penalty decision. And we've got a stoppage here. The player's going to hobble off. Hope he's okay. Hope he's okay. Luca Greco out for now, and coming into the game, it's Angel Luyo. McDias getting ready to come in still. Luca Greco getting worked on the sideline. It's going to be a free kick coming in. Russ will get there with a little karate chop. Davis looking for it. Goes to Orzelak. Orzelak looking for it. Over to Vitavelli. Vitavelli to Orzelak. Orz looking down the field, trying to find a man, but eventually it's going to get kicked around. Ferreira still trying to look for it, and eventually Chattel will cover it up. Brandon Chattel has looked nice in the opportunities he's gotten to make saves to this point. Walsh looking for it, and eventually it's going to get kicked the other way, and it'll be Chattel who will cover it up now. So Brandon Chattel makes the save. Cardinals looking forward here. Weggers in. Termel trying to do something as well. And we got a whistle here. It's a stoppage. And we go in the way for Gurino. He'll have a free kick coming in off the takedown. 4:47 to go. Long free kick. Rush trying to kick it out. He does. Uses the cranium to do so. Gets bounced around. Matt Walsh is just going to try to move it upfield, trying to get into a foot race. Vitavelli was trying to get there, but Amir Chapman has been a presence on the back end tonight for the visitors. He's made plays all over the place for the visitors as they'll try to get it back. Went off the cleat of Matt Walsh last, which means now that it's going to be Pope Francis possession. Cardinals looking forward here. They got to get back there in a hurry. They both do. Ferreira and Termel both going for the same possession. Making a big factor there was the big man for the visitors, Steven Ondrick. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, the junior wearing number 14, Nick Diaz. Coming off the field for your Cardinals, the freshman wearing number 24, Braden Fitzgerald. So Fitzgerald's going to come off about 15 minutes, 20 minutes of on-field time. Dias is going to come back in for the last 3 and change in this opening half. Vitavelli looking for it. Graham trying to get there as well. Vito trying to do something still. Vito trying to get there too. Man goes down for the visitors. Vitavelli trying to do something. He gets taken down, and that is going to be a free kick. J.D. Sanchez-Mora feels as if he's innocent of the crime, but referee says he's guilty as charged. So it's going to be a decision here for Richards and the crew to decide who's going to take it, but they're just going to run with pace of play. It's going to be Termel before he can do anything else. We got a whistle coming in. We get a stoppage here. Let's see. I think it was just a quick stoppage, to say the least. 2:37 to go. Clock winding down. Cardinals looking forward here with Wegerson. Gets bounced around. Walsh. Wegerson trying to put it in. Here's Weggs. Here's Wade. Wade trying to fire a shot. It was bend it like Beckham type scenario there for Wade off the left foot, but it goes up in the net. Good opportunity for the Cardinals, but no cash in for Wade. 2:03 to go in the opening half. And now we have reached the 2-minute mark, 2-minute warning here for this opening half, which means that the officials will now keep time on the field. We will run our time regardless of the clock. There'll be our estimation of how much time's remaining in this opening half. As player goes down, that's Ferreira. And Ferreira and Ondrick have been going at it. Again, we worried about this scenario for Pope Francis. The Bishops being a big physical team, and thus far they've had a physical presence here tonight. As Wegerson will try to make the play, he does. Russ, upfield. Goes back now to Wegerson. Here's Wade, trying to find Vitavelli. Ginger Ninja trying to get loose. Couldn't in space. It's eventually taken in by ETN. ETN loses possession. Termel having a very strong game on the back ends for the Cardinals. Graham going to try to kick it in the other way, but eventually it's going to be a cover-up for Rob Chaboti. So Chaboti makes the cover-up. Minute to go, we think. Vitavelli over to Davis. Davis looking downfield. Trying to find Matt Walsh. It'll be Sam Graham now. Graham, try to cross it to Nick Dias. Dias, that pass is going to go behind him. He'll just have to work it back down to Orzelak. Orzelak's going to sky high this one over to Vito Velli. Sam Graham trying to make the play. Here's Vito. Vito trying to get it loose over to Matt Walsh. Wegerson looking for it. Here come the Bishops. Bishops trying to work it down the field. Ferreira trying to do something. Russ going to look for it, and it's going to head out of bounds. And I believe that's it. We've reached halftime here at Pope Francis. Coming up, we've got the halftime report. Stay tuned. It's coming up. Stay tuned. Pope Prep Productions, folks, YouTube page. We thank you for tuning in tonight to this Division III prelim game. Coming up, we've got the halftime report. Coming up on the YouTube. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Pope Francis Prep Soccer back on the air. It's the Cardinals leading the Bishops 1-0. Andrew Sarazina still with us here tonight, welcoming him back. We'll get into all sorts of just like end-of-season things here, end-of-season cleaning house type of things like that later. But right now we will stick to what we see on the field. Cardinals lead 1-0 over the Bishops. It's a big 1-0 lead as well, with Vita Velli getting it done for the Cardinals from the penalty area, getting it in. That's been the one goal, and it's been the difference thus far. We're about ready to start the second half here. As we look on here at the Pope Francis Field. Trying to play the music here at the same time. Wasn't going my way. There we go. Now the music's on. About ready to start the second half. Teams are ready to go out of the halftime break early. Referees are not on the field. So I think it's going to be one of those situations where we have to wait for the officials. They've still got the jackets on, drinking the hot cocoa, warming up down there on the field. Kind of a little chillier out, still 56 according to my calculations. Referees now taking off their jackets. Cardinals really dominated in that opening half. They've got one goal to show for it. So the second half's going to come in here. Cardinals are going to look to add on to the one-goal lead. Referees now coming away from the scorekeeper's area. And here we go. We're ready to begin. Visitors lost the toss. Cardinals decided to start with possession in the opening half, which means now that it will be the Bishops starting with possession in the second half. 1-0 the lead for the Cardinals. We are ready to begin a second half with a Cardinal 1-0 lead. Let's see what happens here in the next 40 minutes. Will the Cardinals move on and continue their quest for glory, or will it end here and we will start thinking about winter preparations? We'll figure it out right now exclusively on Pope Prep. It'll be Bryce Russ to start it out, grinding in his own end, and the Cardinals working from right to left in this second half, and the Bishops working from left to right. $39:20 to go, second half. Cardinals are going to look for it. Termel trying to get there, trying to make the play. It'll be Ferreira who will send this one sky high down the field, and it will head out of bounds. Beautiful night here at Pope Francis. When it was a sunny day, is now turning into a beautiful night. Graham throwing it in. He'll try to do so with the pace of play going in his direction. Cardinals trying to keep that momentum they got from the first half into the second half and trying to roll it in. 38:24 to go, second half. $38:10 to go. Game rolling along here tonight. Davis going to try to make the play. It's going to eventually come down to Wegerson. Here's Wade trying to make the play, but eventually the Cardinals will have to get back there. It's a foot race to get there. And eventually Chattel will play it out off of his foot. Look out, that was awfully close. First, it was E.J. Varia who almost had a break in off the two Cardinal defenders. They both had their backs turned to him. He was about to go right at the middle. And then secondly, it was our friend Javari Etienne, the junior back, who was ready to come in and strike, but eventually it was Chattel who was up to the task. It was a little bit of a fan-on shot as well. Davis over to Orzelak. Here's Joe back to Vito. Vita Velli over to Davis. Ryan Davis to Orzelak. Orzelak to Russ. Back up to Orzelak it goes. There's Orzelak down the field to Vitavelli. Vitavelli trying to win the foot race. He does, and the shot was blocked off of Amir Chapman. So it's a good opportunity there for the Cardinals. They're going to get possession back their way. After a good hustle from Ryan, it's going to be a corner coming in. Matt Walsh will give us the honor of kicking us back into play here with 36-39 to go in this one. In this prelim game, as it's going to be a nice save. He mossed them for sure there. That was a nice save from Rob Chibodi, who is still down here, and I think he's going to might be injured, and they're going to get the medical staff on the field. 36-28 to go. We're going to step aside. Good opportunity for the Cardinals. No cash in. Coming up, we've got the rest of the second half. Stay tuned. You're watching Pope Prep Productions coverage of the prelim game. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Rob Chibodi is going to stay in the game. He's going to have to play through it now. He knows it's a do-or-die game, so he's going to do his best to stay alive for the rest of this one. Stay alive? Yeah, I think he will, actually. That was a bad choice of wording from the Pope Francis Prep announcer here, as the Cardinals will look for it. And we've got another injured player here. We're going to have to stop again, or are you kidding?
Where? Oh, right there. Oh.
It's Timothy Sullivan, the junior back, number 21, who's on the bench, so he's going to get up, and he's going to be okay. We'll get a little bit of a clap from the visiting fans. 36:05 to go. Clock was stopped. Free kick coming in momentarily. Again, glad you can join us tonight. Remember to like this content and subscribe to our channel. We're producing the finest and unique content anywhere on the high school sports scene. So no matter where you are and however you may be listening tonight, we thank you for tuning in to the best telecast in high school sports across the country. Cardinals looking for it, trying to make the play they are. It's going to be Nick Dias coming in with a bolt of speed, looking for it. He's going to try to bring some pressure to Ben Chibodi, but he's just going to have to kick it away, and he kicks it right to Sam Graham, who's going to use the cranium and try to work it up the field. He gets taken down aggressively. Again, teams starting to get a little aggressive, starting to get chippy in this one. And usually these MIAA games, like in the late in seasons here, they do tend to get a little chippy after all. 35-25 to go. Second half. 1-0 the lead for Pope Francis. Free kick coming in for them. It's Walsh. Walsh looking for Vito. Before we can do anything else, we got a whistle coming in. Not sure what the whistle is, though. The clock's going to stop with 35:08 to go. I think Graham's going to come off. I think he just got carded, maybe.
What?
Graham's coming off. Yeah, he got carded, and he's going to have to come off, and Sherman's going to come on. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, the freshman wearing number 2, Dante Sherman. Coming off the field for your Cardinals, the junior wearing number 11, Sam Graham. So Dante Sherman onto the field for Pope Francis, and coming off it's going to be Sam Graham. It's going to come off. Still, we're waiting to play it in here. So Graham's off the field for now. It's going to be Matt Walsh who's going to try to kick it back in. Referee's talking around here with the players and the coaches. Big stop to this game right now. Matt Walsh will kick in. Walsh looking for it. Vito trying to find some goal here, but it will head out of bounds. 35 minutes to go in the half, and we've got a timeout taken by Pope Francis, we think, or it's just going to be a sub. Let's see. It'll just be a sub. The bench is standing up for Pope Francis, not really sure why. Nonetheless, Angel Luyo, yeah, I said that right, Angel Luyo is going to come off, and Michael Folan, the captain, senior midfielder, will come on. Dante Sherbin trying to get involved on the defensive ends now. Dante trying to make an immediate impact, and he does. It's Dante Sherbin. How do you do? Making nice plays for Pope Francis. Heads out of bounds. It's starting to get cold out there on that turf, you can tell. Cardinals looking for it with Russ. Russ trying to make the play. It'll head out of bounds. Davis. Over to Wade Wegerson. Wegerson over to Davis again. Here's Ryan Davis. Davis gets taken down. Referee going to call something? No, he's not. Instead, it'll be Javari Etienne who will try to take it down the field. Cardinals looking forward here with Wegerson. Wegerson to Ferreira. Ferreira over to Chattel. Chattel is going to fire a long goal kick. That one went around to the 42-yard line of the visitors. So that's a good goal kick, to say the least, from Chattel, who's had a nice night for Pope Francis between the posts. Cardinals still looking forward here. Termel try to get there, try to make the play. Ryan Davis looking around here. There'll be a cover-up for Chattel, who will make the save. Sam Graham's also going to get some medical work done on the field as well. Here's Vitavelli. Vito looking around. Here's Vito deep into visitors' territory. It's going to be a cover-up, though, for Rob Chaboti. He makes the save. 32:45 to go in this game. Cardinals looking for it with Sherbin. He's going to get knocked down the field. It'll be Andy Ferreira taking it in for Pope. Here's Andy Ferreira. Ferreira looking downfield. He's got a man with Walsh. Walsh goes over to Sherbin. Dante Sherbin over to Walsh again. Walsh trying to corral it down the field to Ferreira, and eventually it'll be a sweeping kick coming in here from Pope Francis. They'll look down the field, trying to find Dias. It'll be Sherbin again. Dante Sherbin making immediate impact off the bench here in this second half. Wegerson. Wade kicking it around and stumbling it over to Orzelak. Here's Joe. Joe back to Bryce Russ. Russ. Walsh. Walsh to Orzelak. Here's Joe. Ooh, nice shake and bake there from Joe. And that one's going to head out of bounds. I think the Cardinals are going to be awarded with a corner here. They will. It'll be Matt Walsh taking the corner again. The sophomore will come on for his fourth corner of the game. Clock continues to wind down. There's the corner coming in. Cardinals going to look for it. Dante Sherbin trying to get there. It gets kicked back. Termel trying to fire a shot, but it's blocked by Etienne and a host of others. It'll be Dias still looking for it. Davis will try to take it in still. Davis over to Walsh. Matt Walsh. Walsh back to Davis. Ryan Davis over to Vitavelli. Here's Ryan Vito, the ninja, trying to kick it back to Walsh, 2. Walsh to Wegerson. Wegerson trying to fire a shot. That's 2 now for Wade, where he's come just a bit over the net. You feel like the third time is going to be the charm coming in for him if he can put another shot on target. So 2 good looks tonight for Wade Wegersons and 2 no cash-in scenarios for Mr. Wegerson as well. Walsh looking for it. Here's Matt. Matt Walsh. Trying to get there, trying to make the play, and it's going to get kicked down the field to Russ. Russ is just going to have to sweep it away and kick it over to Terrell. Here's Terrell. Terrell to Dante Sherbin. Sherbin. Over to Davis now. Ryan Davis, the Belchertown man. Over to Vito. Give and go to Davis. Davis trying to find something. Gets blocked by Walsh, but it works out as Dias has it here. Dias to Sherbin. Sherbin looking to pass it in, but it's eventually blocked by Michael Folan. Folan's going to try to work it down the field still. Visitors wanted the handball. They didn't get it. They'll still get possession, though. They'll try to work it and find their man, DJ Tandy. Tandy with a big play. Here's Tandy. Tandy trying to come in and make the play, but it's Joe Orzelak getting back there. A huge play for the Cardinals. 29:50 to go. That may have been one of the biggest plays in the game. All about Joe there. Joe came back out of nowhere, made a huge play for Pope Francis, kicked it in, and now the Cardinals will try to take it the other way. Orzelak. Davis has it for Pope. Here's Ryan. Cardinals now, you might want to think about controlling the clock here. 29:25 to go. Did the clock wind there? It did. Okay. I was sleeping in the wheel here. Sleeping on the job is the voice of the Cardinals. Not a good look for what might be his last voiceover here for Pope Francis Boys Soccer, as it's going to head out of bounds. Sam Graham getting ready to come in, and he will. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, the junior wearing number 11, Sam Graham. Coming off the field for Pope Francis, the freshman wearing number 2, Dante Sherbin. So Dante Sherbin, nice 11 minutes for him on the field tonight for the Cardinals. Did everything he could. He tried to get the job done for Pope Francis, and he did. And the opportunity he was given. It's going to be Graham on the right side. Before anything else, offside was called, or did he step out of bounds? I think he actually stepped out of bounds. Throwing coming in quick from the Bishops. Again, Catholic matchup here tonight and the prelim game. Bishops and Cardinals. As it was Sam Graham trying to do something here for Pope. Walsh trying to get there as well. Bishops have it. Bishops looking down the field. They've got a clean break, but eventually they just ran out of space with their man, Antonio Guriano, who just ran out of space because Russ was there to take it in. And now Wegerson has it for the Cardinals. Going to be blocked away, though, by Timothy Sullivan. Sullivan's going to work it over here to E.J. Varia. Varia's going to work it back to Timmy Sullivan. Sullivan trying to do something, and Orzelak takes it at the 50. Orzelak with a nice pass to Walsh. Walsh, the chip to Vitavelli. Vitavelli having a hard time handling things, though, which means that we're going to get our friend E.J. Varia to throw it in. Actually, no. E.J. Varia is going to head to the bench. We're going to get a sub for him. It's Caleb Costa, the midfielder, the sophomore midfielder, number 20, coming into the game for the visitors as Walsh is going to try to send it up the field. Cardinals trying to get there now with Ferreira. Here's Andy. Andy trying to do something. He's going to head out of bounds. Brandon Nguyen getting ready to come in on the sideline. Dias. Nick Dias back to Davis. There's Ryan Davis. Over to Joe Orzelak. There's Joe. Joe with the fancy footwork. Joe Orzelak. Orzelak looking around. Orzelak gets taken down in the box. Is that a penalty? Referee says no. They'll play on. Cardinals looking for it down the field. Awfully questionable. Great play tonight from Joe Orzelak. He has been all over the field on both ends. Coming up from his back spot. He's been everywhere tonight for the Pope Francis Cardinals, making plays and making noise on the back end as well. Savari Etienne. Etienne in a foot race with Fitzgerald, and Ferreira is going to come in and corral it out. Excuse me, rather, that was Termel. Termel and Etienne were in a foot race there as Davis is going to try to do something. It pinballs off the head of Sullivan, and eventually it's going to be taken in by Davis, who's going to find a perfect pass here. It's Dias, but Dias can't do much because a man by the name of Amir Chapman was in the way, and Brandon Nguyen is going to come into the game for the Cardinals. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, the senior number 15, Brandon Nguyen. And coming off the field for your Cardinals, the sophomore wearing number 5, Matt Walsh. So it's going to be a corner coming in. Clock continues to wind down. 25-15 to go now in this game. Corner coming in. Trying to get there is Graham. Sam Graham just trying to do a little behind-the-back shot there, but it's going to get kicked away. And now it'll be Antonio Guriano. Trying to work it up the field here to Ondrick. Steven Ondrick trying to get there. Bryce Russ has it now. Here's Russ. Russ looking the other way, trying to find Davis. Davis trying to do something, along with Chase Dennison. It's going to get kicked in here and around the horn it goes as Ferreira's going to try to lob it down the field. It'll be Sam Graham. Graham looking for something. Nguyen. Davis trying to get there. Here's Davis trying to make a play. He finds a man, Wegerson. Wegerson trying to lob it up the field to Dias. Here's Nick Dias. Dias over to Sam Graham. Graham to Vito, but eventually it's going to be a cover-up for Rob Tribodi. He'll make the save. 24-10 to go now in the second half. Orzelak. Go to Vito it goes. Here's Ryan Vito back to Joe. Joe Orzelak. Orzelak trying to make the play, but it will head on to the track. It's going to be a corner coming in for the Cardinals, another one. Series of corners coming in now for them. Cardinals trying to get there with Sam Graham. Pinballs off a cranium. Cardinals trying to put it in somehow, some way. Going to get kicked back here. Orzelak trying to fire a shot. Ondrick blocked it away. It will remain Pope Francis possession. 23:04 to go. Second half. It's Davis with possession. Davis with a side aiming kick. Cardinals trying to get there. It's going to be a cover-up and a save for the visitors. They'll try to quickly work it up the field. Etienne trying to get there. Wegerson. Wade Wegerson tried to make the play. Termel looking for 2. Antonio Gurino. Gurino tried to do a little spinorama. Didn't work out for him. Cardinals, again, turnover battle right now between these two teams. As Vitavelli is going to try to take the misstep, and he's going to try to do something here. It's going to be a cover-up. No penalty. Or will they call a penalty? That's the question. We did hear a whistle. Is that going to be a penalty? It might be. He took his legs out from them right near the yellow line, which would classify as a penalty, and I think they're going to give it to him. Ryan Vitavelli is going to have the opportunity to make this a 2-0 game off of his back. It would be his second of the game, or actually, I think it was just outside the area for a pen. So they're actually going to have Ryan Davis take a free kick, and that is going to be a yellow card. Yellow card charged and assessed to Timothy Sullivan. So Sullivan assessed with some liability damage there. He gets a yellow, and they're going to have to bring on a sub for him, too. So we're going to get a look at DJ Tandy again with Timothy Sullivan coming off with 21:59 to go. Opportunity for Davis. Again, he has just been a free kick specialist for Pope Francis. Free kick machine. You know, they used to call Kurt Angle the wrestling machine when he was back in WWE. You can call Ryan Davis the free kick machine. Usually, he's been almost perfect this year for the Cardinals when it comes to free kicks that we've seen at home this year. It's a big opportunity for him. 21:59 to go in this game. And it could put this game on ice if he's able to hit this one from about the 15-yard line. Official's going to wait. She's ready. Again, one of his idols, Ronaldo. Another machine from the free kick area. Here we go. Davis from the 15-yard line has the chance to give the Cardinals the 2-0 lead in this prelim game. Davis waiting on the official. There we go. Davis going to try to fire the shot. He scores! Golazo for Ryan Davis, putting the team on his back. Superman wearing the S on his chest. Bada bing, bada boo. That was money in the bank. Ryan Davis, a huge free kick goal. You knew it was going in right when you saw it. Top left shelf. Boom, boom, boom. Ryan Davis, how do you do? He says, I don't know, AJ. How about a top left golazo? What a goal from Ryan Davis. Big play in the game for the Cardinals, and that could just about do it if the Cardinals can hang on for 21:56 more to go in this game. It's Ryan Davis with his 10th of the season to give the Cardinals a 2-0 lead in this prelim game. Pope Francis goal, his 10th of the season, scored by the junior midfielder number 7, Ryan Davis. Time of the goal, 18 minutes, 4 seconds. It's Davis at 18:04 to give the Cardinals a 2-0 lead. So Davis gives the Cardinals the 2-0 lead. Now they've got to hang on for about 21 minutes and 22 seconds, and they will be into the round of 32. As again, in order to advance to the round of 32, you got to win the prelim game. Cardinals did not have the ending to the season that they wanted to have. That's why they have to play this game tonight. Orzelak's going to kick it in. Vitavelli looking for it, trying to fire in a header, but it goes to the right of the net. .43 to go. Second half. 2-0 lead. For the Cardinals. Trying to do something here as Wegerson. Wegerson trying to make the play, and it will be a cover-up for Braden Chattel. Wegerson looking down the field. He's got a man, Sam Graham. Graham looking down, trying to find Brandon Nguyen, who came awfully close to putting it in for the Cardinals and really putting this game on ice. And that would have been the dagger, too, to make it 3-0. But it will stay a 2-0 game now. 19:35 to go. Not the year, but the time left, rather, as it's going to head out of bounds. DJ Tandy will throw in. Russ with, oh, what a pass that was from Bryce Russ. You didn't see it coming. He just went and backstabbed at the ball, and it was a dime for Pope Francis. Wegerson, not so much of a dime as it went out of bounds. A little bit of miscommunication between Wegerson and Vitavelli as the Cardinals will look forward here with Wegerson. Orzelak looking downfield, trying to find Nguyen. Instead, it'll be Nick Dias. Here's Dias. Nick Dias looking up, finding his man. It's Sam Graham. Graham Looking around at Brandon Nguyen. Nguyen. Over to Sam Graham. Graham looking around, trying to create some space. Hamani Mosop. Trying to get there, trying to do something. Vitavelli as well. It's going to head the other way. It'll be Termel. Russ trying to do something too. It's going to head down the other way for Orzelak, and he's going to lose it here. But he makes a nice play, but that is going to be a free kick. Good play there from DJ Tandy, who's had an impact on this second half. He's going to be awarded with a free kick here, and his team will have the opportunity to come back within one with 17:59 to go in this second half. Free kick coming in. I believe it's going to be Antonio Guriano who's going to take the kick, if I'm not mistaken, or it's Sullivan, one of the two. There's the kick coming in. Shot. It's blocked anyway. It didn't even matter. Antonio Guriano was the one who took the kick, and Vitavelli is going to be the one who tried to take it the other way. And he tried to find Dias there. It'll be Vitavelli still up here to Dias. Dias gets taken down. I believe we're going to get a whistle here. And Dias, again, there's a hard hit on the turf. Again, it's really what we thought it was going to be. A big physical game from these visitors who are just going to try to impose their will any way they can, even if that means pushing players down to the turf and even shoving them down. One of those type of units they have there with the Bishops, but the Cardinals have full intentions of making it a 3-0 game with Sam Graham. Graham tried to do something, but it went out of bounds. Dias is going to come off. Not sure who just came on. Okay, I'm wondering who. Oh, Salai, excuse me. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, the senior number 19, Jacob Salai. Coming off the field for your Cardinals, the junior number 14, Nick Dias. So it was Nick Dias who came off the field. And Jacob Salai, the one who comes on, the senior number 19. You're going to put him up top. Closing stages of this one now. Prelim game, it appears that the Cardinals will live another day. As Ferreira's going to take it here. Andy Ferreira, look out here. Chattel's going to come out of his net. Nice game for Brandon Chattel, too, on the back ends for the Cardinals. He's done everything he can. He's stopped everything that's come his way. He's been A-OK for the Cardinals. Okay, Andrew? I'm just kidding. Why don't we? I'll do the whole spiel now about the thanks and everything. We'd like to thank the parents first of all for the soccer players for giving us the opportunity to bring them the finest coverage around here, and giving us the opportunity to cover their favorite athletes. As I'll get a sub here coming in. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, wearing number 22, Braden the Timbo. Coming off the field for your Pope Francis Cardinals, the junior, wearing number 6, Owen Termel. So Termel is going to come off, and it's going to be Timbo coming onto the turf. I want to thank all the parents this year, again, giving us an opportunity, and listening to us, coaching staff as well, athletic trainers, everyone on the field level that has been there. Students as well, we thank them for giving us an opportunity and listening to us occasionally. And even in the Pope section this year, we've had a lot of clips make their horizons on there. So we thank them for that. So yeah, it's working out for sure. Let me think here. I'll get into the Pope Prep production side in a minute. Just trying to think if there's anyone else I'd like to think of. Administration for sure. Yep, and they've been a big part in letting us do this. And now I'll get into the tech side of stuff here. I'd like to thank Mr. Jeffrey for giving us the opportunity to do it, giving us these opportunities here at Pope Francis that not many other schools have. And it's been a the students that have really taken off and run with this. Caleb Gilmet, the new director here at Pope Prep Productions. This is on the sports side. Doing a great job this year for us. As the visitors have it here, it's Javari Etienne. Sorry to interrupt that beautiful little speech. And Etienne's taken down. Play's going to go on. Andy Ferreira looked like Brian Dawkins there for a second. Took him out. He is laying down on the 12-yard line. And I think this is a good segue for us to do the little spiel here about things as Etienne is down. We hope he's okay. Javari Etienne has made a solid impact on this game for the visitors. Athletic training staff is going to come out onto the field, and we're going to take it to midfield. I'd like to thank the whole production team this year for making all this possible. Andrew Serrazino even shipping in this year as well. Caleb Gilmet, Lucas Cussin, and Matt Zenda this year, who has taken a huge role. He's really been the not a comeback player of the year, but I'm going to say most surprising person on the team. He's been the most impactful as well, in my opinion. He's done a great job as well. And again, anyone who's ever chipped along the way, Linus and Don Percy as well, doing a great job for us, learning the ins and outs of Pope Prep Productions as freshmen. So we'd like to thank them. And we'd like to thank you, as always, the loyal viewer, for giving us the opportunity to be in your household or wherever you are around the world. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here. So player is still down. We're going to step aside here, folks. It's Javari Etienne. We hope it's okay. We'll step aside. Stay tuned. Champions play here. Back in a flash on Pope Prep. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. AJ Gonzalez, voice of the Cardinals, alongside with you. It was Javari Etienne who was able to get off on his own power, so we hope for him that he's doing well on the sidelines. He's getting some medical attention down there, standing up on the sideline. That's a good thing. It's going to be Bishop's possession. And they will try to work it down the field here. It's Ondrick trying to get involved, but the save and cover-up is made by Brandon Chattel. So Chattel will cover up. Salai looking to make a play for Pope. Vitavelli trying to get there as well. Davis to Vito. Here's Ryan Vitavelli. Vitavelli cutting back to around the 32-yard line. Sam Graham looking to get there as well. Here's Sam. Sam Graham looking down the field, trying to find something here. It'll be Orzelak trying to get there as well, but eventually Russ is going to come in. Just speed and heart. That's what that was there from Bryce Russ. Russ looking down the field, trying to find Vitavelli. Vito trying to help out and make the play. Orzelak will siphon it over to Salai. Salai going to take it off a one-hopper. Looks to do something here, but it will head out of bounds. Warming up on the sideline is Declan Carey. for the visitors. 12:17 to go. Yep, just like we said, when we started this game, it was sunny outside and beautiful. Now it's dark and the lights have been turned on. You know what's not good, though, about this whole situation? My phone is at 2%. So if there's anyone that needs to call me, get your calls in now. You may not be able to call me soon. Meanwhile, here, look out. That was almost a goal. Luckily, the last line of defense, and Bryce Russ again, and Orszalak as well coming up huge. That was a good opportunity for the visitors, but no cash in. Coming into the game for the Pope Francis Cardinals, the junior wearing number 6, Owen Termel. Coming off the field for your Cardinals, the senior wearing number 15, Brandon Nguyen. So Nguyen's going to get a clap from the Cardinal fans. He's had a nice game, nice season for him as well. And these seniors, congratulations to them. Most of them have been with Pope Soccer for 4 years. They've done a great job representing the logo on the front of the shirt. That's one of the things that, and I look back at the whole Pope Prep Productions experience. When I look back at everything, when I look at it in retrospect here, one of the big things that really made this popular and made this great was the community enjoying it, the community being involved with this as well. So we'd like to thank the entire community for doing their part. Cardinals looking for it. Chattel trying to make the save, and Davis will have to clear. I mean, looking back on the whole Pope Prep Productions experience, we've had so many stories, so many hours put in over the years. Yep. Yeah, so many. We've had experiences over the years too, where we've driven the furthest of places in some of the worst conditions imaginable, and we have. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Andrew's making me laugh right now, bringing up all these sorts of games, but it was great. We've had a great experience, but I bet you one thing, Andrew, through everything that we've been through, everything, when you take it all back and look into it, if you had to do it again and had to do everything again, you would 1,000% do it again. And there you go. That's the answer we like.
I never thought I'd say that, but I
Yep.
really miss this. That's why I'm here, because I still love it and still care about it.
Feel like I may be getting some of those feelings next year. May have to do a little post-grad year. We'll see if we can work that one out with the administration office. It's Javari Etienne who's ready to come back in on the sideline. 9:17 to go. Cardinals have just been in complete command right now. Vitavelli and Davis, the goal scorers tonight, the two that have gotten it done the most. 9 and 7 has been the dynamic combination for them, as Javari Etienne is going to come back in, and quickly coming off the field will be Declan Carey. So time is going to be a huge factor now for the visitors. But you know what's funny about the whole thing? I always laugh about it. Like, how many times have we done broadcasts like in the worst conditions? I can't. What was that one game? Everything went wrong. It was yes. We went to the. It was one of the worst rinks that I think we've ever done a telecast in. First of all, it was just cold, freezing. I think it was January too. So AJ, not being too smart there, decided to go out in a snowstorm, drag out Andrew Serrazina and Henry Huey. We hope he's doing well. That's going to be an offside there on the Bishops. Cardinals are going to get possession. Yeah, so we dragged out Andrew Serrazina, Henry Huey. Yeah, and we dragged it 2 hours out to Bridgewater, yeah, and back. So
4 hours return.
that was 4 hours of AJ driving the 2004 Lexus. Yeah.
The wheels started shaking.
And, yeah. Yeah, and the wheels were a little shaky. It was a little scaresome situation here. I'm going to commentate the game for a minute as Vitavelli is going to try to move it in the slide. Swags trying to fire on a shot. Oh, man, that was the moment for Jacob Salai. I would have lost it. I think I would have fell out of my chair. Jacob Salai, the man who was really wanted a goal here for Pope Francis in his career. That would have been the ultimate capper to his career there. But it's going to head over the net with 7:37 to go. Yeah, as I was saying, again, snowstorm, worst conditions imaginable. car was in need of a little, auto work, to say the least. And luckily you got the auto work in the days after. It was an interesting experience, to say the least. We've had so many of those. I remember getting home at 1 in the morning and not doing my homework that night. And, back in the day, Mr. Moore, I don't think was too big of a fan of that. Well, Mr. Moore's doing well wherever he is. Sam Graham, looking for it now. Yeah, high score. In that game, too, I mean, we always talk about it. There was the tripod massacre, to say the least. Okay, so there was a huge miscommunication. And one of the great things you need when you go on a road game to do it on the road is Swags is going to try to get in here, trying to come firing a shot. Oh, my goodness. Salai came so close again to getting that goal, but he'll have to wait. He's still got 6 minutes and 30 seconds more to get on the board here for Pope Francis. Yeah, and one of the great things you need when you do a road telecast for anyone looking to get into communications or film some games, the one thing that you're going to need is a tripod. The tripod is currently holding up the camera facing the Brandon Chattel side of the net. When you see Chattel making saves over there, that's the camera you're looking at as Terrell was taken down. So we left the tripod here at school. For some weird reason, the production team decided it was within their best interest not to pack the tripod.
I forgot it when I was leaving the building.
Right, and I think we've got a timeout. You know what? I'm not even going to stop. We'll just take it. I think it's a Pope Francis timeout actually coming in. 6 minutes to go. The tripod, that was a massacre. So we forgot that, and then while we were there in the car, Andrew said something.
As we pulled into the
He was like, "Wait, did I forget the tripod?" So that was a whole thing. We were only in one car, so he had to take my car, head down to Walmart, pick up a tripod, drive it back as fast as he could to get it ready for game time. And I remember for the first 10 minutes, I was running the graphics. And yeah, so usually when I tell you, I am the voice of the Cardinals, and that is my strong suit. When you tell me to do anything with graphics, and when you tell me to do anything with lots of like technology operations, that's where the voice of the Cardinals becomes the voice of reason and walks away from it. Okay, Henry Huey had to hold the camera for the first 10 minutes of the game by hand. So the hockey players, the next day when I came back to school, they were quick to tell me how bad the camera work was in the first 10 minutes because it was a handheld camera without a tripod. Long story short, we got back at 1 a.m., went to school at the same time, got 3 hours of sleep that night. But again, that was just one of the many stories that I'm going to be able to write in this chapter of my history here at Pope Francis.
Some of the best memories from high school I have.
We've had some funny times. I mean, yeah.
The Garden game.
I mean,
We play that every time
yeah.
I get sad. AJ's post-game speech at the Garden. That just makes me so happy.
That was a great game. It was really. I mean, if the ending at the TD Garden last year when the Cardinals pulled it out 3-2, I believe was the final. Yeah, 3-2. Over at the TD Garden, it felt scripted to me. It felt like it was the perfect ending. Josh Ivey, the man who did so much for the Cardinals late in that run, as far as going to kick us back in here. It's going to be a long, hanging free kick. Salai going to look for it. It's going to be going the other way. I mean, the way Josh Ivey was able to put it in, 20 seconds left, it felt like the ultimate ending to the ultimate script. And the games along the way, too, were thrilling. I mean, was it the Raiders? That game, I went back and watched that. That game, I think it might have been even better than the TD Garden. I mean, that and we've heard, and I've seen Olympia packed. That is the loudest when Ivy scored that overtime goal. That may have been the loudest I've ever heard the Olympia shake. It felt like the whole place was shaking. I kept saying, he scored. I had no idea. I wasn't expecting it. You know me, the sort of the negative Nancy of the group everywhere I go. I thought Hampshire was going to put it in and end it, but Salai's got it here. The Wellesley Raiders, that's what it was. I'm sorry to the fans over in Wellesley, as the Cardinals will look for it here. It'll be a Timbo. The Timbo trying to find Vita Velli. Wegerson, one of those hockey players on the ice that day, trying to make the play here. That's a Timbo in the back ends. along with Desmond Davis. I think I missed a sub, too, while we were talking about hockey. Or I think the sub may have been during the timeout. So I'm sure the Pope fans here will give me a little bit of a pass tonight. As Salai will look forward. Not sure why the clock is stopped. Our clock's still going. Yeah, this clock is stopped right now. Is it going to be official time from here? I think that might be the question. Yeah, so it's going to be official time. Yeah, I don't think they just stop the clock like that. And Ferreira's going to cover it up. We'll get sent down the field to Rob Chaboti. Vitavelli. Cardinals looking for it. It's going to be a cover-up again from Chaboti. As we end the game here tonight, the Cardinals are going to advance to the round of 32. Desmond Davis trying to make the play up to Davis. Davis to Davis it went. Vitavelli, the Ninja, going to try to fire in a shot. That was almost like a Lazo too, but it goes to the right of the net. Yeah, for last year's success, I think we may even see some success this year as well. I mean, the hockey team, I mean, you know what it is. I mean, it's sort of a Real Madrid effect where, you know, they may lose a few pieces here and there, but they usually find replacements, and it usually works out pretty well. A lot of people didn't think that we were going to be able to recover after losing Leonard. The shot here from Chattel. Rebound, look out. Chattel's got to make the save. Game isn't over. Big-time save from Brandon Chattel. Orzelak's taken down. It is going to be going the Cardinal way. Big-time save from Brandon Chattel. We're going to get a replay of that coming in. That was a huge save from Brandon Chattel. Big opportunity for the Cardinals. Wow. Excuse me, rather, big opportunity for the Bishops, but the Bishops could not strike in on the Cardinals. Save made by Chattel. You got to like the switch now from Richards. Going from Graham to Chattel, using Graham up top instead of having him in net. It's been a worthwhile switch as Vitavelli's going to take it here. It's Ryan Vitavelli cutting back. Vito, spinorama, shake and bake. He's just going to try to run out as much clock as he can. He's going to take it right near the boundary. He's just going to play it in, and it's going to be tapped out by the visitors. It's going to be going the way of Pope. Ow. Cardinals going to look for it. About 2 minutes to go. Vitavelli trying to get there as well. It's going to be another whistle. Ref did not like what she saw from the defense for the Bishops. Their season is going to come to an end tonight. Cardinals are going to be in to the round of 32. Their season will live another day. The Bishops' season is going to head to the couch. Without a minute remaining in this one, we've had a little bit of stoppages here, so we think it might be a little bit more, but not too much. It's going to be Vito. It's been 80 minutes of clean soccer tonight for Pope Francis. 2-0. Not as much of a thumping as you'd like to see, but 2-0 is going to get the job done. Russ is going to kick it down the field, continue to waste more time. Salai trying to get involved. Again, Jake Salai, this could be his last home game, trying to get a goal, which would excite the Pope crowd, to say the least. Vitavelli trying to get there. He's taken down, and the Cardinals will have one last opportunity to get Salai his goal before this game comes to a close. So our time has expired here, and they've got a red card. That is going to be a red for J.D. Sanchez Mora, the junior. So it's not even going to matter because this season's going to be done. This could be. They could have some ramifications on him in the future, though, for his future playing. So they're going to be a man short for the rest of this game, but this is going to be that long. So Sanchez Mora carded out. Davis, maybe one last kick, trying to get it to Salai. Salai with the header, and he can't stuff it home. Referee checking the time. Not too much remaining. You think there's a little bit like 10 seconds left. Really starting to check the time. Cardinals looking for it here. The visitors trying to take it the other way. One last gasp for them. It's going to be a takedown. Cardinals are going to try to get possession here. Cardinals trying to do something. Salai trying to get there, trying to make the play. Going to get kicked around. And the Cardinals, ladies and gentlemen, are going to head to the round of 32. Whistle about to blow for the final stoppage. Last gasps here for the visitors. And that's it. That's going to do it. Cardinals are going to take this one by a final of 2-0. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, Monday, we're going to be back here with girls soccer against Tewksbury. Big win tonight for the Pope Francis Cardinals in the prelim round. They will advance to the round of 32. Fans, it was a pleasure having you along all season long for boys soccer. For all schedule changes, make sure to check out the Pope Francis Prep Athletics page. They've got you covered there. It was an exciting season and a fun one for boys soccer this year. Thank you for tuning in along with us. Andrew Sarrazino, it was a pleasure having you in the booth tonight. Thank you very much for coming by. We appreciate it as always.
I'll be back again soon.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, it has been an honor to call boys soccer here for the last 3 years. It's been one of my great pleasures. Again, we have won the game. The odds of us getting another home game, I'm not sure if we're going to get one. So this might be my last time doing a boys soccer game. So I'd like to thank everyone along the way who has made this one possible. Thank you very much for maybe the last time with boys soccer. I'm AJ Gonzalez, the voice of the Cardinals, saying so long from Springfield. Final score, Cardinals beat the Bishops 2-0. Into the round of 32 they go. We'll see you Monday for girls soccer against Tewksbury. Good night from Springfield.